In 1993, we had a blizzard, but it was Georgia, so that meant inches. 5 solid inches of apocalyptic snow made for an ice age. A transformed world we didn't know. We ran out gloveless, ecstatic, our glee frozen in the chill, and dug down deep into the whiteness, traded politeness for the thrill of throwing magic, tore through bushes where it gathered most, made snowmen, angel prints like ghosts, and it was beauty. It was love until it hurt. It burned my gloveless fingers, all that snow. It soaked them wet and made them raw and red, and so I cried, betrayed, and ran for home. They set me by the fire, blanket wrapped around my shoulders, and I trembled like a train track, like a cairn of tiny boulders in an earthquake. But it didn't take too long to thaw my fingers, dry my tear tracks in the heat. I let it hold me, let it hold around me, let it reach so far inside my heartbreak, I forgot that snow was anything but sweet. Is this the sort of place we mean when we say God's house is home, where even sparrows, even swallows find a rest to call their own and trust the safety of their children to the one who calls their name and knits their inward parts and conquers all the shame the world has thrust upon their hearts and left them flightless? I would want no less, and so I hope so. But I have to say that in this world and in these days, it often doesn't feel that way. Too often, church is church. That is to say, a building and a cross, and a password at the entrance, and a dress code, and a boss they say is God, but sounds an awful lot like human error, like the type that thinks conditional grace somehow makes things fair, and proclaims that if you tear apart the Bible into verses, you can find the truth of God in such a way to suit your purpose. Is this the sort of place we mean when we say God's house is home? Please tell me now. Please tell me now. And what has home become for us? Well, it's distorted, it's defective. We purport it to be elective and say that if you lose it, it must be because you choose to. But I know. I've seen the way it drags when home's a tattered backpack barely halfway full of rags and soaked with rain that pours in buckets so the straps dig through your skin. And when you stop for just a minute, the cops make you move again. It's endless, not a place to rest your weary wings. Or else, it's silent, tense, and fearful with a hollowness that rings, and you tiptoe through your hallways, scared to cry, speak, do a thing. And it's a quiet, ceaseless torture when your home doesn't feel safe. It's just a day-by-day reminder you don't believe in such a place. There are no monsters in your closet, but you're haunted just the same. And the worst part is, you love it, because it's all that you can claim. It's not a haven, not a place to dwell in joy and praise. Or if it ever was, it left you, sometime while you were blinking, and you're clinging to the thought of it while you and it are sinking. Here's the trouble I can speak to. That's the kind of home I know, because it's been 7,530 days since that blizzard, and sometimes I still feel stuck out in the cold. It's gotten old. It hurts like frostbite. There is no respite. And it's been more than a year since I first told them I was queer. And everything's been different since, and home's no longer clear. And all I've got to hold to is the things that I know we both miss: fire, blankets, blizzards, and a love that lets us risk being known. Is this the sort of place we mean when we say God's house is home? Man, I don't know. But look, this poem's not just derision. I've got hope, I've got a vision. I've seen glimpses of what could be, will be, when we spell church H-O-M-E, and grace is not a concept so much as the air we breathe. It will be bold. It will be wild. It will break every mold that's ever failed us. Even snow will come in from the cold to be reminded it's a child. And we'll sit at rounded table, every person able to find place and space for feasting, and we'll empty every platter. And then we'll each and every finally shatter into shards of human brokenness we could not mend and can't forget alone. And so, we'll wait for God to fix us, but to our surprise she'll mix us all together, every broken piece of each, into a window stained with beauty we forgot that we were made for. And we'll shine like grace with light that streams in through the open door. Oh, to be a window in that house. Oh, to witness to that holy mass and feel the warmth of new day sun pour itself through us, the sacred glass. Is this the sort of place we mean when we say God's house is home? Because I hope so.